it up to here with my patience.
Hey there, I'm Victoria Makanjuola, and you're listening to Feel Your FeelingZ, the podcast where high achievers get real about mental wellness. You feel me? Welcome to season 1, and honey, we're about to get messy.
Gas to the pedal, moving on. Cause I've been on that new vibe, living on an incline.
All right, hey everyone. How are you feeling? Hope you're doing well today. Welcome back to the podcast. I am super lucky to have on a good friend of mine, Mr. William Bryant. He's the host of the Willing and Able show. He's based in Georgia, and I'm super glad to have you on Host2Host. Thank you for joining me. How are you feeling right now in this moment?
Well, I thank you for joining. I mean, thank you for allowing me to join the show. I'm used to saying the other way around.
I know.
But yes, I'm glad to be on your pod, man. We met like a couple years ago, and through one of our
Mhm.
mutual friends, and you was on my episode. Now I'm on your episode
Yeah.
finally. But I had a very, very good day. It's Friday, as we say, and
Friday.
I'm just excited. I'm just excited to be off work. But yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Period. It is Friday, and it happens to be Halloween, which I do not celebrate. But it's harvest in my household. My mom, she literally has a sign
Man,
outside the door for the trick or treaters that says we do not celebrate Halloween. It is harvest
I know
in
that's
here.
right.
So yeah, I'm doing great. And shout out to our mutual friend, Jeremy Robinson, who we're both well connected with, and who we all have shared shows and episodes and stories with. So I'm so grateful that we're all connected now. So,
Yes, yes.
what word would describe the season of life you're in right now?
Season of life. I would say patience. The patience.
Patience. Patience. Why patience?
Because I feel like sometimes in life we move too fast. Sometimes we can move ahead of God. We feel like, well, God, you're not answering our prayers. And God could be like, I am. It's just not right now. He's protecting you for something, or He's allowing you to grow to get to the place that you are. Cause a lot of people get to the place they are and they aren't ready, and it squashes them. It like defeats them, and they're like, I was not ready for this to happen. But yes, patience. We have to rely on God. We have to wait on God, and just know He do everything in His perfect timing.
I'm really glad that you said that because today I was also sitting at the library. I work from home, and when I'm not at home, I'm at the library studying, sitting. And I was listening to one of your podcasts today, and it's the one called Don't Let Your Detours Define You. And you
Mhm.
literally said just that. Like if you're in a waiting season or kind of like in a detour season, just to like be patient with yourself and trust God and trust the process and trust where you're at. And that's definitely where I am right now. I consider this season messy, not in a bad way or like a destructive way, but just in a way of that everything's not clear. It's not that organized. I don't really
Mhm.
have a specific direction or this is what I'm doing or this is where I'm going. I'm kind of trusting God to get me to where he has me, and if he's not if I'm not where I need to be right now, it's probably because he's protecting me from something or you know guiding me to somewhere else. I don't know. So I'm just trusting that limbo period where I'm at. So thank you, and thank you for sharing that.
Hey,
What you
all
would have
glory
to
be
say?
to God. All glory be to
Mhm.
God. But yes, definitely
Yeah.
you got to be patient. Got
Yeah. What have been some highs and lows? What have been some highs and lows for you in your season of patience?
Lowe's is waiting. Oh
That's right.
man,
I
like
know that's
you
right.
have to, man, we have to wait, and it's just like, dang, because I was telling somebody this the other day, like it seemed like I was like, it seemed like people who like I grew up with, they went ahead and did what they had to do, and they're like successful, and they did things the right way, just like me. And it's like, dang, like when my time gonna come? Because I did everything right too, and I went to college, and not saying everybody has to go to college, but I went to college and I stayed out of trouble, and it's just like, dang, like when my time gonna be here? I'm tired of struggling. I'm tired of struggling. So it's like then my highs would be like have a realization like your time coming. Just keep grinding, like see, like, for instance, you was like, you watching my podcast. So it'd be like stuff like that to be like, dang, like, okay, I'm making an impact. Or I'm a teacher. So one of my former students will come back and I see them out in public and they'll be like, hey, Mr. Bryant, you doing this now, you doing this now. They be like, yeah, I'm doing this. Like, I be seeing you in the school repost y'all. And they be like, hey, it's all thanks to you. You taught me how to do this. So it's just like, okay, I'm making an impact. God got me waiting here in this city for a reason before he moves me to somewhere else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's all part of God's plan. We don't see it, but we just have to trust and sit in that. And yeah, you're a teacher. That's super amazing right now. Like I want to dive into your educational journey. But first off, I want to talk about your show. You're a podcast host. That's the premise of this whole host to host series is getting to talk to other podcasters about what they do. What's the story behind your show, The Willing and Able Show? And do you have any favorite episodes?
Okay. So I'm gonna try to shorten it for you because this testimony kind of long. But
Take your
so the
time. Take
Willing
your
and the Willing and Able show started off as like something my friend called me. Shout out to Ben. But he used to call me that and he'd be like, man, cause your name Will and you always like willing and you're able to do stuff for God. And like I was like, oh, that's a good name. So when I actually like my friend was doing the podcast first. And he was like, man, you need to get into podcasting. Like the stuff we be talking about, bro, you be saying some wise words. And I was like, I don't know about that. Cause I don't
Mhm.
like talking to people for real. Like I'm like reserved. And like
Yeah.
I just started on Snapchat back when I was on Snapchat, but started on Snapchat, like doing little short motivational videos. Then it went to Instagram for a little minute. And then like I just had a realization. I was like, man, I'm finna actually do this podcast. So I actually started first 3 years, I didn't know what I was doing. Like I was just all over the place. So like if you go back to the my first episode I ever posted, it's like way different from what I'm doing now in a sense. In a sense, some of my stuff is still the same. But it's like I grew and grew and grew. And it just like God gave it to me. He gave me the name through my friend, and like He gave me my purpose for it as well. And I see it now, like it's making an impact because I remember one time somebody came up and told me they was like, "Man, I needed that episode that you just dropped, or I needed that little reel you dropped on Instagram. Like that was for me. I needed it. Like even you telling me that like you needed
Mhm.
that episode, it just like I'm really doing this like a small from a small city, man, and scared, was never really wanting to talk to people for real. Now I'm doing this big thing. So it's just like it's a testimony to tell people like if God tell you to do something, do it because he made my business. Like this is a business for me now. Like 3 years ago, I was just doing this for fun. Like, I still do it for fun, but I was doing this more of like, I see what happened. But now it's like I'm taking it serious and things of that nature. So yeah. I hope I answered your question.
You absolutely did, for sure. It's inspiring to see how far you have come. And as I was listening to your that podcast episode that I brought up about, don't let the detours define you. You mentioned one of your friends that had passed away had told you one of the last things he told you was like to go full throttle.
Hmm.
So, I mean, this is a separate question, but how are those words still, resonating with you in your show? And are you still like taking that with you and applying it to the Willing and Able show?
Yes, that like he was a big part because and shout out to my boy KD, but he literally was like the first person I ever told besides Ben. I was just like, bro, I'm thinking about doing this podcast episode. And he was like, I mean podcast thing. He was like, bro, go ahead and do it, like go full throttle. So it's like sometimes like I really like hone into that and I'd be like, dang, like he's not here. He never saw it. Like he never got a chance to see it because I was building it. And then when he died, that's when I dropped it. Like I think like a month after he died. And like I just tell myself like, dang, he never got to saw it. So I really gotta keep going because he died young and I can still live my dream. Like God gave me a chance to live my dream. So why can't I do this thing for God? Like just keep pushing and keep going because you never know like the impact you can have and like go full throttle. It's literally what it's saying. Like even when you have a hard day, even when you're tired and you don't feel like doing nothing, and you just keep going, like keep going, keep pushing, because at the end of the day, you gonna look up and it's 10 years later and you're gonna be like, whoa, like
Where did the
I'm in a
time go?
whole, yeah, I'm at a whole
Hmm.
different area. And if you look at it, like you can look at it in two ways. Like if you just sit there, 10 years can look up and you in the same spot. Or you in a worse position. Or you can look at it in 10 years, I'm grinding, I'm grinding, I'm grinding. And then when you hit your 30s or however old you is, and then you be like, whoa, like
Hmm.
I'm in a whole nother environment. Like I don't even know what's happening back there no more, because I was so focused then on whatever God called me to do and whatever my passion was, that I didn't worry about what nobody else was doing. And I feel like a lot of people don't go full throttle, meaning they don't stay focused because they focus on somebody else. Like I tell people this all the time. I be like, and this is no bashing into anybody, but it's just like you're so focused on celebrities and they business that you don't even know what's going on in your own life, but you know everything that's going on in the celebrity's life. But when it come to you, you like, oh, I just did this, and I don't even know what's going on. Like I'm just here. But you can't do that. You gotta focus on you. It starts with you first. As people say, you cannot pour from an empty cup. So if your cup is empty, you need to sit down, focus on yourself, and build yourself up. So yeah, that's what full throttle mean to me.
Make sure your cup is full. Love that. No, for sure. That's really inspiring. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for acknowledging that. So this show is for high achievers. What is something that you are proud of achieving?
Man, getting my degree from college, man.
Yes.
Getting my degree from college, man,
That's
for
for
real.
somebody. This is no small feat. Getting a college degree,
Yes.
it's a big deal. Whether it's a bachelor's, whether it's an associate's, whether it's a master's, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yes. Yes, for real. Cause like I'm the only male in my family to ever get a college degree.
Wow.
So
First gen.
it's like, yeah, first gen college students, parents didn't go to college, grandparents, well, one of my grandmas did, but immediate family, like nobody went to school. So it's like I never seen anybody in my entire family go to college. They got high school diplomas or they dropped out. And it's like when I got mine, I was like, whoa. Like, I didn't realize until like 2 years after I graduated, big of an impact it was. Cause I was like in the car with my little brother and we was driving and he's in college now. Shout out to him. He finna graduate. Yeah.
Shout out.
But he was like, man, I remember when you first graduated from college, it made me want to go to college. And because it was like, if you can do it, I know I could do it. So like that was a big achievement because coming from where I'm from, people don't even graduate from high school for real. So the fact that I graduated from college is like,
That's amazing. I concur. I also am very proud of myself for graduating from college. And it might sound like I'm beating a dead horse, like, oh, we know you graduated from college, you have two masters. But no, I have two master's degrees. And like, I'm proud of, thank you. I'm proud that I went to USC. That was my dream school. So for that to have made it to my reality is still something that I'm like, is still mind-boggling in my mind. So, yeah, I will forever be grateful for that, and that's one of the reasons why I remodeled this show to talk to high achievers like yourself to get to know
mm,
what's something that you're proud of, you know? So, how do you stay creative when life gets messy?
man, this gonna sound crazy, but I do nothing. So
Ooh. Okay.
I
Okay.
do
Define
nothing.
define nothing. Define nothing.
It's what it is. You literally just not focusing on that because you can get burnt out. So if
Yeah.
I sit here and force my brain to think of new ideas, either A, I'm gonna put out something that it's not gonna be up to my standards because it's not me. It's like another part of me that's like just forcing something. Or I can put out some and it be completely different from what God told me to put out. So I do nothing. I sit there and I talk to God and I ask God, help me come up with some. Now, God can show you in many ways, He can show you through TikTok. He can show you through, well, I should say social media. He can show you through a friend, through a stranger. Anyway, so I just sit and observe and listen. And when I have an idea, I sometimes I be half asleep. I be like, "Hey Siri, write this in my notes as a reminder." And then I get up in the
Yeah.
morning, I see it, I be like, "Oh shoot, I need to type that in my Notion to make sure I keep the notes up." Um, and shoot, like even recently, man, I haven't dropped the episode that I've been planning on recording for like 2 weeks. It's because like I'm not burnt out, but it's like, okay, I gotta
Mhm.
focus because I want
Mhm.
this to be good quality versus
Mhm.
I'm just putting out episodes, just dropping episodes. Yeah, you dropping episodes, but it's not good quality, and people gonna be like, I don't think that's for me.
Absolutely. No, that I feel like when you said nothing, I feel like you are actually absorbing. You're not doing nothing. Like sitting and doing nothing, you are absorbing the world around you, and you are taking in like information from the people that are talking to you, or from conversations, from TV, from wherever you get your inspiration from. Like that is something. And it also what you said reminded me of a book that I read that really changed my life. It's called Be Water, My Friend by Shannon Lee, who I hope to one day interview on this podcast as well. She's Bruce Lee's daughter. And in that book, she just has like a combination of his quotes. And one of the quotes is like having nothing as the answer. It's like nothing,
Mm,
accepting nothing as the answer. Like that's the answer. I wish I could go more into detail with that, but that part really stuck with me. It's like if you don't
mm,
know the like not that that's the answer in and of itself. Um
mm,
so yeah, I say all that to say that it sounds like you are doing something. Like nothing is something. It's meta. It sounds very meta. But yeah,
yeah.
that book changed my life. I got baptized after I read that book. I was like,
Oh
and I
wow.
checked it out again from the library. So I hope that it helps me find another transformative period to where I can keep blossoming. So yeah,
Hey
tell
man.
me. We're gonna kind of switch it around to what you do with coaching. So tell me
Mhm.
about coaching a girls soccer team, because I heard that the team you coached made it to the semifinals. Like what was
Yeah.
the mindset that you and your team also had to make it to the semifinals? Like what was your mindset in getting there?
So I actually didn't want to get in coaching. It's
Really?
funny. Yeah, I was a band kid. Like I played band since I was little. So it's like when I first got to the school that I was at, it actually was the middle school I went to. And that was kind of crazy. And some of my teachers were still there. And I
Wow.
remember one of them, he was a coach. And like one day my first year teaching, he would never call me Mr. Bryant. He was like, where? I was like, bro, you can't say that. He like, man,
I used
I
to be a
taught you.
teacher.
Yeah, exactly. I taught you. So he was like, "Come here." I was like, "What's up, coach?" He was like, "Hey, you want to get into coaching?" I was like, I don't know about that, man. I was in the band." He was like, "Bro, it's nothing different from the band. Like, I see what y'all do. Y'all doing the same thing we doing." Sure, for real. So it's like, I was like, I don't know, coach. Give me some time. I might not do it this year. So the next year came around. He asked me again. He was like, "Look, the opportunity here. You want to coach? I got these two coaching positions." And like I was like, "You know what? I'll give it a try." So I gave it a try and I did cross country too. And two of my students
Okay.
made it to the state finals. I forgot where they placed, but they made it. And I think that was the first time that ever happened. But we end up fast forward to soccer. I was the assistant coach for soccer. So before we got there, the team haven't won in but one game in 2 years.
Mm.
So we got there, we changed the girls' mindset. We was like, look, we can make it to the playoffs. We can make it to the playoffs. And like we had a very young team. Like most of our girls before they graduated, they quit. So it just was like we had very young girls and we was like, oh, like we gonna see what we could do. We gonna make some noise this season. But we didn't know it was gonna be that big.
Yeah.
So we end up going, playing. We noticed we were winning games, and it was just like this. Yeah, we lost some, but it was like we started doubling. We doubled what we made the last 2 years, and you just see the girls' confidence change. Because the girls who was in the eighth and seventh, they were used to losing, so they was like, "Oh, like this is a big thing for us."
Like
And
in Coach Carter.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly how it was. That is exactly how it was, literally. So we end up making it to the playoffs, and we end up playing our middle school rivals, which is the
Hmm.
city next to us. We end up playing them in the semifinals. Mind you, nobody expected us to be there. We weren't even supposed to be in the playoffs. So we end up going, and like we lost in the last second. And I still don't agree with the call because the game was technically supposed to be over, but it just how it was supposed to go. But they end up beating us in like last 5 seconds of the soccer match by 1 point. And it just the girls weren't even down because they was like Mr. Bryant and the other coach, like we made it. Like we made it this far, and like we weren't even as good last year. So it's just like I can't wait to see what they do now. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I'm no longer a part of the school, like I'm still gonna go back and see them and like try to go to most of their games and see like how they progress. Changed my life forever. Like I love coaching. Like that is lit. I like coaching.
That's beautiful to hear, and the reason why I asked about the coaching and the sports team is because of like the Mamba mentality. I'm like a little
Hmm.
bit obsessed with how athletes think because I used to be a youth athlete. I played tennis in high school. Sports was my
Okay.
first love, and so that's something that I want to integrate more into my show is, athletes and their mindset because a lot of athletes that I know and that I look up to are high achievers. It's just in their DNA. One of the shows that I'm watching on Netflix is called Starting Five, with famous basketball players like SGA, James Harden, who else? It's just kind of going through their day to day lives, and I'm just like fascinated, like behind the scenes, like what y'all doing? SGA, the guy who he's with Oklahoma City, Oklahoma City,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Them a team right there.
yeah.
It's Sergio.
Yes. Oh my gosh. But how they're just talking about like, I'm just like you. My life is pretty much just like yours. I just play basketball at night. So fascinated by that. Fascinated by that. But kudos to you and the team for making that semi. So that's awesome. I hope you get back into that coaching for sure.
Yes,
Uh
yes.
I know you're a music lover as well. I peeped that. I
Yeah, I
peeped
love
that.
music.
Me as well. If you could add another vinyl to your collection, which one would it be and why?
Oh, I would. I was just talking to somebody about that. That's crazy. So I'm a real, real big jazz person. So I can't decide between two. So the first one would be Samara Joy. I got all of her
Oh,
stuff for one
yes.
CD. I got all of her stuff for one CD, and I need to get that. I would get hers, and I need to get Billie Holiday. I need to get one of her.
Mm,
So that will be the next two that I add to my collection. Yeah.
mhm. Samara Joy, she won a Grammy recently,
Yes,
right?
yes. I think so, if I'm not mistaken. I think
That's
so.
amazing. I might have if are you into neo soul?
I'm not really. That's territory I haven't stepped into.
I might have to put
Oh,
you on
I
to Moonchild.
okay, yeah, put
Moonchild
me on.
for
Yeah,
sure. I think you would
yes,
like them. They
definitely.
they have they have a jazz wave, but think Erica Badu meets Jill Scott meets D'Angelo. But then again,
Okay.
they have their own new wave vibe. It's unexplainable, but
Yeah, put me on to
yes,
that.
for
Put me on
sure.
that. And I want to add this too.
Mhm.
Listening to like jazz like really changed my life. Like, that's how I start like coming up with ideas, and I'll go and be
Mm.
the God first. But that music, like I thought people was crazy when they said what you listen to can affect your brain. So like I started, I'm just tell the testimony 'cause I feel like I'm supposed to. So I was
Tell
a
it.
real big rap, like trap rap, like
Mhm.
all that. Cause I grew up, that's how I grew up. I grew up in
Right.
that environment. I went
Mhm.
I went in the streets and then just put that out there. But I used to listen to that music, 'cause that's all I knew. And like when I got in college, one of my professors put me on. He was like, "Man, look, what you listening to?" I was like, "I'm listening to X, Y, and Z." He was like, "Man, you need to start listening to some jazz. Like, it gonna change your life." I'm like, "This man crazy. I don't know what he talking about." So he said, "I'm gonna challenge you. Look at an interview by one of your favorite rappers." And I did at the time. I did, and I was listening to this man, and I was just like, "This is how he lives. Like, this is mindset. I'm not trying to be like that." So I took it up. I went to class like the next week and I was like, man, put me on some music. Then man put me on a Billie Holiday. It's like listen to her, listen to Miles Davis, John Coltrane, and I was like, I bet. So I listened to it, and my mind started changing. Like I was at
Mm.
peace. That's when I was
Mhm.
like really, really shooting videos for real in college, like starting it off. So hey, listen to some jazz. It changed your life, literally.
Absolutely. I completely concur. I also want to talk to artists too, because I think they are also high achievers at heart. So when I was in middle school, I wanted to be either an actress,
Hmm.
author, or an athlete. So that's the integration of like people that I want to bring in as well. But music is a huge game changer. I was listening to music earlier today. It put my mood up. Um, but I agree. It definitely depends on what genre you're listening to. That can change everything. I still listen to some rap, some little rap, a little rap. It
Hey, ain't
depends. It's
nothing
not
wrong
too
with that.
heavy.
Yeah, you got to
But
balance it.
I stay on like the positive side. There's a guy named Sire, and he sounds like Chris Brown, but he's like the gospel version of Chris
I
Brown.
never heard of him.
I think you would love his music, and some
Yeah,
of his
put me
songs
on.
have. I gotta put you on. Some of his songs have really changed my life too. So for sure. Okay, William. Not me forgetting to ask you one of the most important questions on this series. How do you choose who to have on your show?
Man, that's a good question. I learned to rely on God a lot with everything, but especially with that.
Hmm.
Because some people I had on the podcast, I would have never thought I would have got. Seriously. Like I told you, the girl from Iceland. Well,
Hmm.
she's not from Iceland, but we went to college together. But I was like, man, let me see if I can get her. End up getting her, and I end up getting like this streamer guy that I don't even know for. I know him now, but at the time, like I literally just seen him on TikTok, and I was like, type, type. But I just rely on God, and I just say if I'm a pursue this person. If I see that they're high achievers, just like you, they doing
Hmm.
positive things in their community. It
Hmm.
could be a man, it could be a woman, it could be black, white, purple, for all I care. But it's like, are you doing something that I can see fit my show, and you're impacting people in a positive lighting? Um, and I just shoot my shot, as they say.
I like that. I like that. For me, before I niched to artists, athletes, and authors, I was talking to a wide range of people. When this started as a grad school capstone project, I was mostly talking to fellow students and professors. And then when it became a passion project, I was kind of bringing everyone and anyone in based off of what was trending in the news, if it was like a mass shooting happening and like how people were feeling about that. And I had people starting to reach out to me, and it was like speakers and people, and I was loving that. But I also was feeling a little burnt out at the same time. And I was like, I don't know if I could handle or this conversation with this person because they're so different from this person. And it was no structure. So I felt like I was just
Mm,
talking to anyone. So it really helped for me to niche down to talk to specific people about things. But I also agree with you, letting God guide who I want to talk to, like who I feel connected with. Like I've been on your show and like we've been connected for some time, but I also felt a draw to reach back out to you and have you on my
mm,
show. I can't name the specific reason why. Like I can't pinpoint like why William, why William, but I follow that feeling. Do I do it right away? Not as much as I should, not as much as I should, to be honest, but I do eventually. And I reach out.
hey,
Um
you
yeah.
to, got to.
Absolutely. So how what does excellence mean to you? Because in your bio, on Instagram and on your socials, you have the saying like have an excellent mindset, or have excellence be the standard, or something to that
Hmm.
effect. Don't quote me
Hmm.
verbatim, but what does excellence mean to you?
Man, it means a lot because before college, well, not before, in college, I didn't have discipline. Like being in the band, if you march in the HBCU band, you know. But being in a band, like it taught me structure. Like waking up early in the morning, going to practice, going to games, staying on top of schoolwork. So you have to have that discipline. So I set up my standard to be excellent. And excellent mean you top of the top. You know what I'm saying? You one of the ones. You him or you her. So it's like I don't drop my standards for nothing. So I have that mindset of I'm gonna be excellent. And everything I do, I'm gonna put my full energy into it. I'm gonna give it my all, whether I be successful or whether I be or whether I fail. Because like I tell my students, like failures are nothing but stepping stone to success. You gonna fail, but they just leading you up to the success that you finna break.
Mm.
So that's what it means to me is to always push, always go, always put your best foot forward in what you're doing because, excuse me, because when you do that, you gave it all you got. You can sit back and be like, dang, like I really did that. So yeah.
Yes, sir. I hope you all are listening to Mr. Bryant, students, for sure. And that really resonates with me because both of my parents are educators. So I grew up with very high standards when it came to my education and respecting my teachers. And it's probably why I am the way I am now is because of my mom and dad instilling that in me and my sister early on is to be excellent. And we're black, as well. So that also put an added layer of like you have to be good, you have to be the best. So that has its own side effects, but I'm grateful for that for sure. Thank you, William, for joining me. Where can my listeners find you?
You can find me at the Willing and Able Show. That's on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And if you would like to be a host on my show or her show, you can contact both of us.
Period. No, absolutely. No, that's exactly right. Thank you. Is there anything else that you wanted to promo or anything else that you have coming up that you want to share?
Yeah, I share a little something. First off, I want to say to anybody out there, if you have a dream, definitely talk to God about it. Pursue that dream because you never know how big of an impact your dream could put on somebody else. You could be somebody else's dream if you get what I'm saying. But so it's coming down the pipeline. I actually have an athlete who is currently playing professional basketball in
Oh
Iceland.
wow.
Yeah,
Oh
so
wow.
it's already been shot, produced.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Wow.
so she's coming on. I just had somebody else. She's a singer, somewhat sleek singer intercessor, and she just dropped the album. So y'all go check her out. If you gotta watch my episode, you gotta watch it. But yeah, so that's definitely coming down the pipeline. Yeah, I might get you back on the podcast too, just to talk about your update on life and your achievements. Again, congratulations on getting your masters, two
Thank you.
masters from the
Thank you.
University of Southern California.
One from GW, one from USC. Fight on and race high and fight on at the
There we
same
go.
time. Don't forget to be a high achiever. You feel me? Thanks for
No,
having
that's
me.
right. Peace.
Peace.
Me about that all the time. Like, Jamal, you show up on the internet, you just got it all figured out. Like, show the people the real, show them the messy. You know what I'm saying? Like, let them see you building these. Because it just we bring it to market, right? Like, we're a brand, we have companies. We typically like only bring things to market, right? We don't typically tell the backstory and show it from development. We don't show how many hours.
Goodbye to the drama, shedding all the fears, all the tears, all my trauma.